I just wanted to share one of the things which I've become really interested in at work and outside of work is how to get yourself out when you're off road and you're stuck. You know, something that might not apply to a lot of you, but I'm sorry, I'm interested. One of the main tools which you can use to do this, if you're lucky enough to have one on your vehicle, basically what it is this giant spool of cable on the front of your vehicle. There's different kinds, you know, that connect to your battery, electric, hydraulic, but the one I'm going to deal mostly with today is power takeoff. Now, what that means, a little bit of terminology, is that this is actually driven by a drive shaft that connects to your transmission. So it's pretty much as in depth as I need to get about that. But I just want to show you, you know, it's a really good tool to have, especially when you have a couple of snatch blocks and pulleys with you, which I'm going to cover later. And it can really get you out of jam or get the person you're with out of a jam. So, a couple parts here. This right here, I don't know if you can see. There we go. This part right here is basically the most important part of the winch. It's what engages this to the transmission of the truck. So this is what powers this. Okay, so that's going to be called the clutch brake. These right here are the mud hooks. Obviously, these are really useful for hooking yourself to. And right here is actually the brake, which stops it from moving. And you can actually pull this forward by yourself just to hook it around a tree or another vehicle by disengaging the clutch brake. So, I want to talk a little about safety. This gentleman right here is doing some very safe things besides smoking a cigarette. One of the problems with power takeoff transmissions is that to operate the winch safely and correctly, it takes two people. One person, which is me, which is up here inside the cab, to operate the actual clutch of the truck and to operate the controls inside. And one person, my friend Luke out here, to operate the controls in the front of the winch, which would be the clutch brake. So one of the things you always want to do is when you're touching winch cable, it's wire rope. You know, depending on the size of the truck, it varies on how big it is, but always wear gloves, always. Because no matter how nice the rope looks, you'll get metal slivers. That is not fun. I've been there. It was a stupid mistake. Also, when it comes to big trucks and power takeoff winches, one of the rules which I always like to follow and make sure people follow when they're helping me operate my truck is standing far enough forward that you can be in eye contact with the driver. As you can see here, he's kind of a shrimp, so it's pretty difficult. But these power takeoff winches are very dangerous. They can pull you right into the truck. You know, you can get your arm caught, and so eye contact with the person between the two operators is really necessary. And I just wanted to show this for a second. This is really bad. You never want to have a winch cable wrapped over itself like this or rusted in this condition. Basically, what that does is it causes the cable to break down, and what we call flat spotting, which is when the cable gets pinched, which is definitely happening here, and flattening itself out, or we call bird's nesting, which is when the cable starts to get really loose, and you can go like this, and the fibers will move around. The reason for that is that it carries so much tension because of the type of cable it is, and with the strain you're putting on it, it can snap, and when it snaps, things happen like people's arms get cut off. Actually, one of the guys at work had it go through the windshield of his truck. Holds a lot of tension. It's not good to mess with that. And basically, one of the last things I wanted to show you, which makes the winch more useful, is what we call snatch block. Here's generally what it looks like here. As you can see there, you chain it to a tree, and it's very simple. You just run the cable right through the middle of it. And what that allows you to do is pull somebody who's around the corner. It actually allows you to do there's a whole bunch of physics involved, which I'm not really familiar with. As you see right here, you can do something like this. So, winch cable to the tree, that's the anchor point's the tree, which has a snatch block on it. You run the cable through that and connect it to the truck here. Basically what you're doing is you're actually doubling the power of your winch. So if you have a 10,000 pound winch, now you have 20,000 pounds. What's happening is that pulley's causing the cable to be pulled towards the tree. At the same time, the winch is pulling back towards you. So this is, one of the really basic double line pulls that you can do. And, that's pretty much it.
Thank you.